यस्य ज्ञानदया सिन्धोः
यस्य ज्ञानदया सिन्धोः यस्य ज्ञानदया सिन्धोः
अगाधस्यानघा गुणाः
अगाधस्यानघा गुणाः अगाधस्यानघा गुणाः
सेव्यतामक्षयो धीराः
सेव्यतामक्षयो धीराः सेव्यतामक्षयो धीराः
सश्रियै चामृताय च
सश्रियै चामृताय च सश्रियै चामृताय च
समाहृत्यान्यतन्त्राणि
समाहृत्यान्यतन्त्राणि समाहृत्यान्यतन्त्राणि
संक्षिप्तैः प्रतिसंस्कृतैः
संक्षिप्तैः प्रतिसंस्कृतैः संक्षिप्तैः प्रतिसंस्कृतैः
सम्पूर्णमुच्यते वर्गैः
सम्पूर्णमुच्यते वर्गैः सम्पूर्णमुच्यते वर्गैः
नामलिङ्गानुशासनम्
नामलिङ्गानुशासनम् नामलिङ्गानुशासनम्
प्रायशो रूपभेदेन
प्रायशो रूपभेदेन प्रायशो रूपभेदेन
साहचर्याच्च कुत्रचित्
साहचर्याच्च कुत्रचित् साहचर्याच्च कुत्रचित्
स्त्रीपुन्नपुंसकन्येयम्
स्त्रीपुन्नपुंसकं ज्ञेयम् स्त्रीपुन्नपुंसकं ज्ञेयम्
नपुंसकन्येयम्
नपुंसकं ज्ञेयम् स्त्रीपुन्नपुंसकं ज्ञेयम्
तद्विशेषविधेः क्वचित्
तद्विशेषविधेः क्वचित् तद्विशेषविधेः क्वचित्
भेदाख्यानाय न द्वन्द्वः
भेदाख्यानाय न द्वन्द्वः भेदाख्यानाय न द्वन्द्वः
नैकशेषो न संकरः
नैकशेषो न संकरः नैकशेषो न संकरः
कृतोऽत्र भिन्नलिङ्गानाम्
कृतोऽत्र भिन्नलिङ्गानाम् कृतोऽत्र भिन्नलिङ्गानाम्
अनुक्तानां क्रमादृते
अनुक्तानां क्रमादृते अनुक्तानां क्रमादृते
त्रिलिङ्ग्यां त्रिष्विति पदम्
त्रिलिङ्ग्यां त्रिष्विति पदम् त्रिलिङ्ग्यां त्रिष्विति पदम्
मिथुने तु द्वयोरिति
मिथुने तु द्वयोरिति मिथुने तु द्वयोरिति
निषिद्धलिङ्गं शेषार्थम्
निषिद्धलिङ्गं शेषार्थम् निषिद्धलिङ्गं शेषार्थम्
त्वन्ताथादिनपूर्वभाक्
त्वन्ताथादि न पूर्वभाक् त्वन्ताथादि न पूर्वभाक्।
धन्यवादाः प्रतिभा भगिनी भवती पाठयतु अहमपि अस्मि पृथ्वी भगिनी अनुवदति द्वितीयकाण्डं भवती पाठयतु। शुभं
धन्यवादः। इदानीं पृथ्वी भगिनी भवती एव स्क्रोल् करोति खलु?
यथावत् भवती वदति।
श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। वर्गाः पृथ्वी पुरक्ष्माभृत्
वर्गाः पृथ्वी पुरक्ष्माभृत् वर्गाः पृथ्वी पुरक्ष्माभृत्
वनौषधिमृगादिभिः
वनौषधिमृगादिभिः वनौषधिमृगादिभिः
नृब्रह्मक्षत्रविट्शूद्रैः
नृब्रह्मक्षत्रविट्शूद्रैः नृब्रह्मक्षत्रविट्शूद्रैः
साङ्गोपाङ्गैरिहोदिताः
साङ्गोपाङ्गैरिहोदिताः साङ्गोपाङ्गैरिहोदिताः
अथ भूमिवर्गः
अथ भूमिवर्गः अथ भूमिवर्गः
भूर्भूमिरचलानन्त
भूर्भूमिरचलानन्ता भूर्भूमिरचलानन्ता
रसा विश्वम्भरा स्थिरा
रसा विश्वम्भरा स्थिरा रसा विश्वम्भरा स्थिरा
धरा धरित्री धरणिः
धरा धरित्री धरणिः धरा धरित्री धरणिः
क्षोणिर्ज्या काश्यपी क्षितिः
क्षोणिर्ज्या काश्यपी क्षितिः क्षोणिर्ज्या काश्यपी क्षितिः
सर्वं सहा वसुमती
सर्वं सहा वसुमती सर्वं सहा वसुमती
वसुधोर्वी वसुन्धरा
वसुधोर्वी वसुन्धरा वसुधोर्वी वसुन्धरा
गोत्राकुः पृथिवी पृथ्वी
गोत्राकुः पृथिवी पृथ्वी गोत्राकुः पृथिवी पृथ्वी
क्ष्मावनिर्मेदिनी मही
क्ष्मावनिर्मेदिनी मही क्ष्मावनिर्मेदिनी मही
विपुला गह्वरी धात्री
विपुला गह्वरी धात्री विपुला गह्वरी धात्री
गौरिला कुम्भिनी क्षमा
गौरिला कुम्भिनी क्षमा गौरिला कुम्भिनी क्षमा
भूतधात्री रत्नगर्भा
भूतधात्री रत्नगर्भा भूतधात्री रत्नगर्भा
जगती सागराम्बरा
जगती सागराम्बरा जगती सागराम्बरा
मृन्मृत्तिका प्रशस्ता तु
मृन्मृत्तिका प्रशस्ता तु मृन्मृत्तिका प्रशस्ता तु
मृत्सा मृत्स्ना च मृत्तिका
मृत्सा मृत्स्ना च मृत्तिका मृत्सा मृत्स्ना च मृत्तिका
उर्वरा सर्वसस्याढ्या
उर्वरा सर्वसस्याढ्या उर्वरा सर्वसस्याढ्या
स्यादूषः क्षारमृत्तिका
स्यादूषः क्षारमृत्तिका स्यादूषः क्षारमृत्तिका
ऊषवानूषरोद्वावप्यन्यलिङ्गौ स्थलं स्थली
ऊषवानुषरोद्वावप्यन्यलिङ्गौ स्थलं स्थली ऊषवानुषरोद्वावप्यन्यलिङ्गौ स्थलं स्थली
समानौ मरुधन्वानौ
समानौ मरुधन्वानौ समानौ मरुधन्वानौ
द्वे खिला प्रहते समे
द्वे खिला प्रहते समे द्वे खिला प्रहते समे
त्रिष्वथो जगति लोकः
त्रिष्वथो जगति लोकः त्रिष्वथो जगति लोकः
विष्टपं भुवनं जगत्
विष्टपं भुवनं जगत् विष्टपं भुवनं जगत्
लोकोऽयं भारतं वर्षम्
लोकोऽयं भारतं वर्षं लोकोऽयं भारतं वर्षं
शरावत्यास्तु यो वधेः
शरावत्यास्तु यो वधेः शरावत्यास्तु यो वधेः
देशः प्राग्दक्षिणः प्राच्यः
देशः प्राग्दक्षिणः प्राच्यः देशः प्राग्दक्षिणः प्राच्यः
उदीच्यः पश्चिमोत्तरः
उदीच्यः पश्चिमोत्तरः उदीच्यः पश्चिमोत्तरः
प्रत्यन्तो म्लेच्छदेशः स्यात्
प्रत्यन्तो म्लेच्छदेशः स्यात् प्रत्यन्तो म्लेच्छदेशः स्यात्
मध्यदेशस्तु मध्यमः
मध्यदेशस्तु मध्यमः मध्यदेशस्तु मध्यमः
आर्यावर्तः पुण्यभूमिः
आर्यावर्तः पुण्यभूमिः आर्यावर्तः पुण्यभूमिः
मध्यं विन्ध्यहिमालयोः
मध्यं विन्ध्यहिमालयोः मध्यं विन्ध्यहिमालयोः
निवृज्जनपदो देशविषयौ तूपवर्तनम्
निवृज्जनपदो देशविषयौ तूपवर्तनम् निवृज्जनपदो देशविषयौ तूपवर्तनम्
त्रिष्वागोष्ठान्नडप्राये
त्रिष्वागोष्ठान्नडप्राये त्रिष्वागोष्ठान्नडप्राये
नड्वान्नड्वल इत्यपि
नड्वान्नड्वल इत्यपि नड्वान्नड्वल इत्यपि
कुमुद्वान् कुमुदप्राये
कुमुद्वान् कुमुदप्राये कुमुद्वान् कुमुदप्राये
वेतस्वान् बहुवेतसे
वेतस्वान् बहुवेतसे वेतस्वान् बहुवेतसे
शाद्वलः शादहरिते
शाद्वलः शादहरिते शाद्वलः शादहरिते
सजम्बाले तु पङ्किलः
सजम्बाले तु पङ्किलः सजम्बाले तु पङ्किलः
जलप्रायमनूपं स्यात्
जलप्रायमनूपं स्यात् जलप्रायमनूपं स्यात्
पुंसि कच्छस्तथाविधः
पुंसि कच्छस्तथाविधः पुंसि कच्छस्तथाविधः
स्त्री शर्करा शर्करिलः
स्त्री शर्करा शर्करिलः स्त्री शर्करा शर्करिलः
शार्करः शर्करावती
शार्करः शर्करावती शार्करः शर्करावती
देश एवादिमावेवम्
देश एवादिमावेवम् देश एवादिमावेवम्
उन्नेयासि कतावति
उन्नेयासि कतावति उन्नेयासि कतावति
देशो नद्यम्बुवृष्ट्यम्बु
देशो नद्यम्बुवृष्ट्यम्बु देशो नद्यम्बुवृष्ट्यम्बु
सम्पन्नव्रीहिपालितः
सम्पन्नव्रीहिपालितः सम्पन्नव्रीहिपालितः
देशो नद्यम्बुवृष्ट्यम्बु सम्पन्नव्रीहिपालितः
देशो नद्यम्बुवृष्ट्यम्बु सम्पन्नव्रीहिपालितः देशो नद्यम्बुवृष्ट्यम्बु सम्पन्नव्रीहिपालितः
स्यान्नदी मातृको देवमातृकश्च यथा क्रमम्
स्यान्नदी मातृको देवमातृकश्च यथा क्रमम् स्यान्नदी मातृको देवमातृकश्च यथा क्रमम्
सुराग्निदेशे राजन्वान्
सुराग्निदेशे राजन्वान् सुराग्निदेशे राजन्वान्
स्यात्ततोऽन्यत्र राजवान्
स्यात्ततोऽन्यत्र राजवान् स्यात्ततोऽन्यत्र राजवान्
गोष्ठं गोस्थानकं तत्तु
गोष्ठं गोस्थानकं तत्तु गोष्ठं गोस्थानकं तत्तु
गौष्ठीनं भूतपूर्वकम्
गौष्ठीनं भूतपूर्वकं गौष्ठीनं भूतपूर्वकम्
पर्यन्तभूः परिसरः
पर्यन्तभूः परिसरः पर्यन्तभूः परिसरः
सेतुरालौ स्त्रियां पुमान्
सेतुरालौ स्त्रियां पुमान् सेतुरालौ स्त्रियां पुमान्
वामलूरश्च नाकुश्च
वामलूरश्च नाकुश्च वामलूरश्च नाकुश्च
वल्मीकं पुन्नपुंसकम्
वल्मीकं पुन्नपुंसकम् वल्मीकं पुन्नपुंसकम्
अयनं वर्त्म
अयनं वर्त्म अयनं वर्त्म
मार्गाध्वपन्थानः
मार्गाध्वपन्थानः मार्गाध्वपन्थानः
पदवीसृतिः
पदवीसृतिः पदवीसृतिः
सरणिः पद्धतिः पद्या
सरणिः पद्धतिः पद्या सरणिः पद्धतिः पद्या
वर्तन्येकपदीति च
वर्तन्येकपदीति च वर्तन्येकपदीति च
अतिपन्थाः सुपन्थाश्च
अतिपन्थाः सुपन्थाश्च अतिपन्थाः सुपन्थाश्च
सत्पथश्चार्चिते ध्वनि
सत्पथश्चार्चिते ध्वनि सत्पथश्चार्चिते ध्वनि
व्यध्वो दुरध्वो विपथः
व्यध्वो दुरध्वो विपथः व्यध्वो दुरध्वो विपथः
कदध्वाकापथः समाः
कदध्वाकापथः समाः कदध्वाकापथः समाः
अपन्थास्त्वपथन्तुल्ये
अपन्थास्त्वपथन्तुल्ये अपन्थास्त्वपथन्तुल्ये
शृङ्गाटकचतुष्पथे
शृङ्गाटकचतुष्पथे शृङ्गाटकचतुष्पथे
प्रान्तरन्दूरशून्योऽध्वा
प्रान्तरन्दूरशून्योऽध्वा प्रान्तरन्दूरशून्योऽध्वा
कान्तारं वर्त्मदुर्गमम्
कान्तारं वर्त्मदुर्गमम् कान्तारं वर्त्मदुर्गमम्
गव्यूतिस्त्रीक्रोशयुगम्
गव्यूतिस्त्रीक्रोशयुगम् गव्यूतिस्त्रीक्रोशयुगम्
नल्वः किष्कुचतुश्शतम्
नल्वः किष्कुचतुश्शतम् नल्वः किष्कुचतुश्शतम्
घण्टापथः संसरणम्
घण्टापथः संसरणम् घण्टापथः संसरणम्
तत्पुरस्योपनिष्करम्
तत्पुरस्योपनिष्करम् तत्पुरस्योपनिष्करम्
द्यावा पृथिव्यौ रोदस्यौ
द्यावा पृथिव्यौ रोदस्यौ द्यावा पृथिव्यौ रोदस्यौ
द्यावा भूमी च रोदसी
द्यावा भूमी च रोदसी द्यावा भूमी च रोदसी
दिवस्पृथिव्यौ गञ्जातु
दिवस्पृथिव्यौ गञ्जातु दिवस्पृथिव्यौ गञ्जातु
रुमास्याल्लवणाकरः
रुमास्याल्लवणाकरः रुमास्याल्लवणाकरः
इति भूमिवर्गः
इति भूमिवर्गः इति भूमिवर्गः
धन्यवादः
उत्तमरीत्या उक्तम्। अद्य अमरकोशं ज्ञातुं के के नियमाः सन्ति तान् नियमान् वयं किञ्चित् ज्ञास्यामः। So as a part of the explanation today, we will understand how to understand the Amarakosha, how to read and understand the Amarakosha. Actually speaking, this is the only class which has to be done. After this, the entire Amarakosha has to be studied as a self-study grantha. Every day we have to sit and study and memorize a few lines and then start using it in sentences. And if we are composing poems, etc., we have to use different words so that our vocabulary gets enriched. We don't forget the new words. So the Amarakosha is a wonderful grantha. The purpose or the use of Amarakosha is first, it helps you to understand a set of domain-based words under a particular heading. Say if you want to know animals, you know all animals. Simhadi Varga. If you want to know about human beings, you have Indra Varga. If you want to know about water and water bodies, it is Vari Varga in Prathama Kanda. If you want to know about Kala, time, it is Kala Varga. If you want to know about Patala, it is Patala Varga. If you want to know about gods, it is Varga Varga. So like that, there are different Vargas, domain-based Vargas are there. So we can understand the words at these words through the domains. First point. The moment we know the word, we will know its meaning. After we know its meaning, we can understand the Namalinganu-shasanam. So the Amarakosha is a Namalinganu-shasana kosha. It gives you Nama, which means it tells you about the noun, the name of the noun, the name of the object, name of the padartha, and it also gives you the Linga-anushasanam. Lingasya anushasanam. Anushasanam means it will talk about the rules of, it will be according to the rules of the genders laid down by Panini, who has laid down the rules based on the usages of the great sages in the Vedas. According to that, this entire Anushasanam, this set of rules for lingas are given in the kosha written by Amarasimha. So it is called Nama. It gives you the names and synonyms of a particular padartha, and it gives you the linganuशासनम. It gives you which linga that particular word is there. So once you know the linga and the paryaya pada, you can use it based on the context. If you are knowing the vyakarana, that is the applied vyakarana, that is the shabdas, which anta, which shabda, etc., the vibhakti rupa, if you know, the shabda rupa, if you know, you will be able to use it in the sentences. This is the logic with which this kosha is being designed. The other usage of this kosha is, once you understand this kosha, your vocabulary becomes enriched. Slowly you get into a world of word net. You get into a web of words, and especially if you know one word which has many meanings, like the word Hari has got, say, 15 meanings. The word go or go shabda has got different meanings. Similarly, you have one word which has many meanings. That kind of a varga is also given. Nanartha varga, they call it. Then you have certain indeclinables, the avyayas. So there is an avyaya varga also in the third kanda. So like this, you have a classification of these words done very nicely, beautifully. And once you know the kosha, you are exposed to a rich vocabulary. And this vocabulary can be used for understanding the kavyas, understanding the scriptural texts like Itihasa Purana and the kavyas. It can also be used to compose a kavya or any literature, especially when Chandobadda, when the rules of Chandas govern you and you are constrained by the number of letters, then for the same meaning, you may require a 2-letter word, or sometimes you may require a 5-letter word or a 3-letter word. So based on the type of word, you can select from the Amarakosha and put the shabda there. For example, if you want a 2-letter word for elephant, you can put it as gajaha. If you want a 3-letter word for an elephant, you can put it as kunjaraha. Same way, if you want a 2-letter word for a snake, you can put it as ahihi sarpaha. If you want a 3-letter word, you can say bujangamaha, bujangaha. If you want a 4-letter word, you can say ashi vishaha. So like this, we can play around with the words. See, strictly speaking, every word in Sanskritam, even though they are synonyms, they mean different. They come from a different dhatu. Mostly they will have a different contextual purpose, why it has occurred. So the basic question which everybody will have is, why should everybody give you 10 words? See, in English, if you want to say a tree, you just say a tree, that's all. Here we are saying we want to tree vrikshaha, taruhu, padapaha, salaha, shakhi, vitapi, all these things we are telling. So why are we having so many words in Sanskritam? Because the Samskrita Bhasha is trying to tell you what is the vriksha. Padapaha, by it is giving you a property of the vriksha. It is telling padbhyam pibatiti padapaha, that which sucks water through its roots. Then we have shakhi, shakaha asya asti, asya santi iti shakhi, that which has many branches. Same way we can say parnaha asya santi iti parni, just like shakhi. You can say parni. So parni also means tree, which is not given in the kosha, but you can probably create such a word also. So there is an innumerable possibility with the help of Vyakarana Jnana and Kosha Jnana. You can use these words in the appropriate context, and you can compose poems, literature, etc. This is one of the main usages of Amarakosha. The other thing is for children, etc., the memory increases. They will understand more words, and it can be used in conversations. You can decide to do a simple conversation. you can decide to do a very shastric, dramatic conversation. You can choose those kind of words. For all of this, Amarakosha is a great help. Suppose if you want to become an Ashtavadhani, Avadhani. Avadhana is a kala where there is a scholar answering different scholars, and his concentration is tested. And for that, he is supposed to compose poems with different contextual context, with different contexts by different people. At the same time, he will be questioned by 8 people. So he will keep on answering them, and his focus, his memory, his concentration, everything is tested. So for mastering this Avadhana Kala also, you require the Kosha Jnana. So in the olden days, in Kannada, they say Desha Suttu Kosha Odu. So you used to roam around the cities to understand the different cultures of people. And we used to read the Kosha. We used to not refer the Kosha. Today, what we are doing, whenever we have a doubt, we will go to the internet, kosha.sanskrit or somewhere, and we will type a word, or in Google, we will type a word in English and say, what is the meaning of the word? That is not the way Kosha was being studied in the earlier days. In the earlier days, the Kosha was studied like a subject. So people used to sit and study the Kosha. Today I start Swarga Varga, I say Swara Vyayam Kaha. So I know that Bhumi Ananta Rasa Vishwambhara Stira. I understand that there are so many words for Bhumi, and a guru will teach me what is the Linga, Nama, etc. Then I understand how it is declined, and then I will understand the usage. Later, when I become elder enough, when I learn Vyakarana, I can understand also the pratyas inside those words. And later, when I become still evolved or matured, or still when I have the capacity to absorb the knowledge, I can even understand the nishpatti or etymological derivation, from which dhatu it has come from, what is the root, etc., etc. I can understand this at different levels. So this is how the evolution happens when we start reading the Amarakosha. So this is a wonderful beginning for anybody to master Sanskrit. Unfortunately, this kind of a subject is not there in the universities. Today they are trying to revive the Amarakosha by putting few lines behind the textbook, and in Yogyata Vistara section or some other sections, they are trying to do this, put this and trying to revive it, but that's not the full revival. Somebody should sit and read the Amarakosha, and he should be taught by a teacher, and he should read the entire kosha, master it. Say it takes 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, depending on how much time the teacher gives and how much time the student gives for mastering the subject, and it has to be mastered in that way. That gives us immense power to master this language. Believe me, when you read Amarakosha, the amount of mastery you will get over the language is something phenomenal, undescribable, and it cannot be explained by words. It can only be experienced. This is the basics. I wanted to give the importance of Amarakosha in different words. And definitely, we are all fortunate that we are attending this class live and experiencing this learning of this kosha. Now, when we come to the Amarakosha Niyamaha, I showed you few shlokas. Yasya jnanadaya sindhoh agadhasya nagha gunaah sevyatamaktayo dhiraah tashriyai chamritaya cha. This is a benedictory verse. This is a benedictory verse praising the Bhagavan, who is Sarvashakta, who is having Anagha Gunaha. He is having, he is a Daya Sindhu, and he is a Akshayo Dhiraha. Sevyatam Saha Bhagavans, Saha Bhagavan Sevyatam. Let that Bhagavan be worshipped by us for the sake of Shriyai cha Amritaya cha. For Shriyai, for Samriddhi, and Amrita. Amrita is Moksha. For Samriddhi and Dharmartha Kama Moksha, let us worship that Bhagavan, who is the Sarvashakta, who is who is a Daya Sagara. Daya Sindho means Daya Sagara. He is having Jnana and daya as how much in plenty. He is having jnana in plenty, he is having daya in plenty. That kind of a Bhagavan whose gunas, whose qualities cannot be counted. Anagha gunaha, whose qualities are innumerable. Agadha, anagha. Aghadasya anagha gunaha. So innumerable qualities he has. He is having, he has to be worshipped. Tadrisha Bhagavan Sevyatam. He has to be worshipped. And he is Akshayaha and Sashriyai Chamritayacha for the sake of prosperity, the Purusharthas, Dharmartha Kama Moksha, he has to be worshipped. So it's a benedictory verse. He Dhiraha Sevyatam. He Dhiraha Saha Sevyatam. Saha Sevyatam ityukte Saha Bhagavan Sevyatam. He Dhiraha ityukte Kevalam Dhiraha eva Sevitum Shakyate. Dhiraihi eva Sevitum Shakyate. Saha. Only the brave people can worship Bhagavan. Who is that Bhagavan? Yasya anagha gunaha. So he is having anagha paparahita gunaha. He is having attributes which are full of, which are devoid of sin. What do you mean by sin here? Raga adi pap gunaha. He does not have raga, dvesha, etc. Those kind of gunas he does not have. Therefore, anagha gunaha, yasya anagha gunaha santi, tadrisha Bhagavan sevyatam. So, what are the gunas that are being referred to here? Gunaha are Maitri and Kshama. He is a friend for us. He can forgive us if we make mistakes. Those are the gunas he is having. So, which is why Jnana Daya Sindho. Jnana means Samasta Vastu Vishayaka Jnanam. He is the knower of, he is a Sarvajna. Samasta Vastu Vishayam Parigyanam Yasyasti Tadrisha Manushyaha Jnana Daya Sindhu. Jnana Sindhu Daya Sindhu. Saha Daya ityukte Paradukka Prahanecha. Paradukka Kaschana Dukkapurna Manusyam Drishtva Tat Nivarayitum Prayatnam Yah Karoti. Saha Dayalu. Saha Tadrisha Manushyaha Tadrisha Bhagavan Dayaluhu Asti Daya Sindhu. Daya Sindhu ityukte Daya Sagara Asti Eshaha. Ataha Tadrisha Bhagavantam Tadrisha Bhagavan Asmabhihi Sevyataam. Evam Tena Bhagavataha Sevanena Kim Labhyate iti prashne sati Tatra Shriyai Amritayacha Trivarga Samprapti Shriya ityukte Trivarga Samprapti Dharmartha Kama. Amritayacha ityukte Mokshasyapi Praptihi Bhavati iti vaktum Amritaya Mokshayacha Shriya ityukte Trivarga Samprapti Trivarga Sampatti Prapti. Trivarga Sampatti Prapti hi katham bhavati. Bhagavata Saha Bhagavan yadi sevyate asmabhihi tarhi Trivarga Prapti bhavati. Evam tatra prathama shlokaha Bhagavataha Stuti Parakaha. It is a benedictory verse. Now, but the rules of the Amarakosha start from the second verse. Samahrityanya tantrani Sankshiptaih Pratisamskritaih Samkshiptaih Pratisamskritaih. Now, any big grantha like Amarakosha will have 4 components before it starts revealing itself. So, any grantha, Shastra grantha, will have something called Anubandha-chatustaya. What is the Anubandha-chatustaya? It will deal with 4 components. Vishaya Prayojana Adhikari Sambandha. Vishaya Prayojana Adhikari Sambandha. So, what is the Vishaya being told in this grantha? What is the Prayojana of this grantha? Adhikari, who is the right target audience? Adhikari, for which this grantha has been written, and who is the person who is having the prerequisite, or what is the prerequisite required so that a person can understand this grantha. That adhikaritva, how can a person be an adhikari to understand this grantha? Who is the right person to study this grantha? Adhikari and sambandha. What is the sambandha between the Vishaya Pratipadana and the grantha? So this is what is Anubandha-chatustaya. So this shloka, the second shloka, tells you this Anubandha-chatustaya. Samahrityanya tantrani sankshiptaih pratisamskritaih sampurnamuchyate vargaih namalinganushasanam. So if you go through the shloka, what Amarasimha says is he declares something. He says, this is a kosha I have done with explicit care. There have been koshas in the past. He has understood that there have been koshas in the past. And even after reading those koshas, people have not been very satisfied with the level of proficiency or competency that they have attained after sincerely studying those koshas, the previous koshas, koshakaras, before Amarasimha. So he wants to declare to the readers that this is a very authentic effort from his side, and what is the kind of authenticity he is trying to put for this kosha. So he is telling, Maya Anyatantrani samahritya kim kritam sankshiптaihi pratisamskritaihi vargaihi sampurnam namalinganuशासनम uchyate. Each word is very important in this shloka. He is telling Anyatantrani. Anya ityukte, there are other people who have given the Linganushasana rules. Vyadi Vararuchi. Vyadi has written a book called Sangraha. It's a Vyakarana book of 1 lakh shlokas. Vararuchi is another name of another grammarian. So this Vyadi, Vararuchi and others, Anyesham, Tantrani. What is the tantras? The techniques, the tips and tricks, the tantras, the methodologies which are adopted to recognize the gender of a particular word. Namalinganushasana tantras. What I did, I took the best things from different books. I took the different tantras from different books and koshas and from the grammar books. Namalinganuशासनानि अन्यतंत्राणि अन्येषां tantrani अन्यतंत्राणि maya kim kritam अन्यतंत्राणि. So I took the techniques and best practices from different books. Anyatantrani samahritya, and I brought them together. I compiled them together. In this grantha, I have done it. Sankshiptihi. And I have made sure that I am not very elaborate or neither I am too much concise. Sankshipta, I have done the Sankshipta. I have not been too elaborate. He is referring to Vyadi, because Vyadi has written a Vyakarana Grantha of 1 lakh shlokas. It is not at all available now. That manuscript is lost and nobody knows. They only know the name. We all know the name only. But it was supposed to be a very huge Grantha. Nobody studied that Grantha because of its very large volume. I have not made this very large, though there may be how much ever number of words in Sanskritam. I have made it very useful, very handy for students. So I have made it very Sankshipta. Alpa Vistara Bhakvartai. I have made it very useful for the students, very concise and useful for the students. And Prati Samskritaihi. So when I am making this useful, I also checked with the grammar rules of Panini. So what is the Prakriti, what is the Pratyaya here? All those things also I have taken care in this Amarakosha. Pratipadam Prakriti Pratyaya Vicharena Krita Samskaraihi. That is what is the meaning of Prati Samskritaihi. Every word that has been uttered in this Amarakosha has been tested with Paninian grammar for its Prakriti Pratyaya Vichara. That means it is in accordance with the Trimuni Vyakarana of Panini Patanjali and Panini Katyayana and Patanjali. So that is the samskara which I have done. I have made sure that there are no errors in the Prakriti and in the Pratyaya. That means if something is Sakaranta, I maintain it as Sakaranta. I will not suddenly make it as Nakaranta or Takaranta or something. So Dakaranta cannot become Takaranta. So I have retained the formation of the word as per the traditional grammarians. Prati Samskritaihi. I have ensured when I have compiled it when I have compiled the methodologies and I have made sure that it is not very vast. I have collected the words, and after they have been collected, I have made sure that each of the words that has been used in this kosha is tested for its Prakriti Pratyaya Vichara as per the approved grammar, which is Paninian grammar. And what I have done additionally is I have also not given it like Akaradi Suchi or that kind of a Suchi. I have not given it like a traditional dictionary nowadays. Now in Kali Yuga, you have dictionaries where they give Akaradi Suchi as per Varnamala. Now, that is not the way I have given my dictionary. I have done the dictionary as per Vargaihi. I have put them and classified those words into domains, Jati Samuhaihi, into domains like which domain it belongs to. All animal words will come in animal domain, all birds will come there, all Parvatas will come in mountain domain, Shailavarga. Like that, I have done the domain classification and also I have added value to it. And then I have given Vargaihi Sampurnam. In my opinion, this is a full effort and I have given this in a full form. Why he calls it Sampurnam is, if you see the Trikanda Amarakosha is having two aspects here, Nama and Linga Anushasana. Whereas there are certain dictionaries which existed before before Amarakosha, where there are only Nama Matra, only the names are available. In certain koshas, which Vyadi, Vararuchi and others they have done, it was only Linga available. So if it had Nama, it did not have Linga. If it had Linga, it did not have Nama. So he thought, let us bridge these two. And Sampurnam Maya Uchyate. Nama api Uchyate, Lingam api Uchyate. Iti Tatra Maya Ataha Vargaihi. I also have done the domain-based classification. I have given the Purnatva by bringing both in one book. So this is both in one book, and this is the speciality of me, and that is what he tells. Now, if you see Sampurnam, Sangopangam, Nyunat Dosharahitam, I have tried it, made it also Dosharahita because I have tested it with Paninian grammar. So Namalinganushasana is the Vishaya. What is the Vishaya? So Vishaya Prayojana Adhikari Sambandha. What is the Vishaya of this entire text? It is Namalinganushasana. It gives you the names. The names means the synonyms, the Paryaya Padas, and it also gives the gender. That is the purpose or the Vishaya of this book. Nama Linganushasana. Linga means, Linga is known through the Pratyaya. Like if it is top, it is Akaranta, it is Strilinga. If it is Ikaranta, it is Strilinga. Like that, some general rules are there. So based on that, he has, and also the rule of Linganushasana, he has done the book. And the subject matter of this book is Namalingam. Namalinga Kathanam. And it is a Shastram. Namalinganushasana means Tayoho Anushasanam. He has also thought through the words that he is trying to write, whether there is a confusion in the word, whether there are more than one gender for this word. So he has devised techniques and methodologies to tell this properly. Tayoho Anushasanam Shastram. That is what he is telling. So the Vishya is Namalinganushasana. Prayojanam is, what is the Prayojanam? Linga Jnanam, Nama Jnanam, Prayojanam, Sampurna Rupena, Dvayorapi Jnanam, Prayojanam. Adhikari, who is the Adhikari for this? Somebody who is having the intellect or buddhi, he can enter this, and who is having the interest to study this for all his pursuits. That's why I gave you the Adhikari. An Adhikari can be a student wishing to converse. An Adhikari can be a student wishing to increase his vocabulary. An Adhikari can be a student who wants to understand the spiritual texts like Bhagavatam, Ramayanam, Kavyas, like Raghuvamsha, Kumara Sambhava, Naishada, Shishpalavada, etc. Such a person is an Adhikari. An Adhikari can be a person who wants to compose poems. An Adhikari can be a Avadhani. An Adhikari can be a other Bhasha Jnani. If a person wants to use words in other languages, other Indian languages, which are similar to Sanskrit, he can borrow words from Amarakosha and words from Samskrita Bhasha, and he can enter, he can use it in his Bhasha. So there are different Adhikaris that are possible for the Amarakosha. Sambandha is Pratipadya, Pratipadaka Bhava Sambandha. So this is the same for everything. So the person Grantaha Vishayam Pratipādayati. The Grantha tells you this, tells you the subject of Nama and Linga. So the Grantaha Vishayam Pratipādayati. It gives you that information. Once that information is available, we have to take that information and digest, internalize that information, and we have to establish a relationship with the Grantha, and that is called the Sambandha, Pratipadya Pratipadaka Bhava Sambandha. Because of all these four reasons, if we are fulfilling all these four, Vishaya, if we want to learn Nama Linga, and if we want to be the Adhikari for this, if one of those Adhikari which I mentioned, if you have that as a purpose, definitely we should all be learning the Amarakosha. So this is the first Niyama shloka. I tried to explain. The other shlokas I have to explain based on availability. I think we have to close today. We can take 1 or 2 questions before we close. 5 minutes we can take some questions. After that we will be closing. If there are any announcements, Amogha or Prithvi will tell. Mohini Bhagini, do you want to unmute and ask your questions?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I think in shloka 16, paryaya vachaka is madhyamaha for earth. Can you explain why madhyamaha? Because madhyama means middle. So how is this a name for the earth?
When I come there, I will explain.
Okay.
Don't worry. Okay. Amita Bhargava.
This thing, Anubandha-chatustaya shloka. Chatushtaya is Vishaya, Adhikari, Sambandha and Bhavaha.
No. Vishaya Prayojana Adhikari Sambandha. Vishaya Prayojana Adhikari Sambandha. Narayan Swami.
Namaskaraha. Mangala shloke chaturtha bhage शब्दः श्रिये वा श्रियै वा
उभयमपि अस्ति श्रियै इति मम पाठः इत्युक्ते मम पितामहः मह्यं श्रियै इति पाठितवान् अतः अहं श्रियै इत्येव वदामि परन्तु श्रियै इति कानिचन पुस्तकेषु लभ्यन्ते दोषः नास्ति वस्तुतः श्री शब्दः खलु श्रियै श्रिये श्रीभ्यां श्रीभ्यः इति भवति चतुर्थी विभक्तौ तर्हि उभौ अपि साधुरेव शब्दरूपत्वात् रूपद्वयं विद्यते बालतेजस्विनी लास्ट क्वेश्चन फॉर टुडे
नमस्कारः तत्र विषयः नाम उक्तः इति अस्ति न अवगतं तत्
विषयः उक्तः इत्युक्ते नामलिङ्गानुशासनम् इति उक्तं खलु विषयः कः विषयः नामलिङ्गानुशासनं तदर्थम् उक्तः इति तत्र स्थापितं
धन्यवादः महोदय
SHORE कृपया unmute.
Namaste sir, my name is Kishore Kumar sir. My mail ID starts with shore, probably it might topic.
Okay.
Sir, I'm very beginner sir. I am enjoying the classes. I am learning. Thank you sir.
धन्यवाद. Ram. So initially, if you are feeling if I am fast or anything, while as and when you are going forward, you will be used to the space and you will, when you revise everything, when you do the exercises, there will be a lot of learning which will happen. So don't be in a hurry. If you have not understood anything, you can ask definitely. But I will only tell those things at that particular point in time. Just because you ask the question, I will not be answering if it is not the time to answer. Dhanyavadaha sarvebhyah namaskaraha. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Ram.